35-year-old women are uglier than 25-year-old women. Hey there, thanks for taking the time to check out my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Jasmine. I am a realistic pencil artist, and this is my second channel, Jasmine Baker 2, where we explore the rich culture, the rich world of reality TV. And I tell you occasional story time. But what about YouTube reality? Is that another dimension where it's more realistic than reality TV, but less realistic than the harsh reality of life? We are in an epidemic of the chronically online. On one side, there's people that have willingly never worked a real job, or they act as if they've never interacted with another human being ever in the history of their existence.
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
And on the other side, if individuals state that they are disagreeing with certain ideas or events, they are labeled as some type of ist or some type of phobic. Everything has to be said with an asterisk nowadays. Every sentence you utter must have a footnote attached. Over and over again, like a mom telling her kids to get up for school. I've seen Miss Hannah Pearl Davis show up on my favorite YouTubers channels, and I'm so glad that people are covering her, because the way this woman talks gives me the creeps. It's very satisfying that people are pointing out channels that like Fresh and Fit and Just Pearly Things, who started brands based on their ideas that women are so low in society, and they sell subscriptions to people to further that idea. A quick rundown of these entities. Just Pearly Things, aka Hannah Pearl Davis, a woman who has no concept of, nope, that's about it. She categorizes her channel as funny. Anyways, she apparently grew up wealthy. She has a mansion, contradicts herself constantly. Now, I've watched a few ABBA and Preach videos, as well as Michelle McDaniel, Swoop, and I forget who else, but they all circle back to the same thought, that this woman is the epitome of the women that she speaks against. So basically, if self-fulfilling prophecy was a person, swoop, there it is. Hannah tells women they're not desirable for X reason, yet she's not in a successful relationship. So she has about as much relationship success as I do. To me, she's not coming across as desirable either.
What wisdom? Get me 11 million views on it. You would think I would be saying some crazy, dropping some crazy knowledge in this day and age. So essentially what I said, old women are uglier. I did not say that all 35-year-olds are uglier than 25-year-olds. No, I was saying that any woman is hotter in her 20s than her 30s, assuming she didn't piss her youth away, waste her youth being fat. But where did I say I was the most attractive 26-year-old on the planet?
The other thing that makes women undesirable, don't want to have kids or a husband, or they're fat. To my knowledge, she also doesn't have kids, and her body could be considered overweight. This is what we mean when we say she's a walking contradiction.
Female delusion and narcissism. Own women in their 30s at it. Now, she tweets, she says, Pearl is 26 and I'm 38. Pearl believes she is more attractive than me because she is younger. Pearl looks like a 50-year-old man with long hair. Pearl should probably stop speaking. This picture of me, wow. This picture of her, which is a bit disingenuous. Let's talk about it. I don't know what these women look like. Like, okay, I see a light editing. Looks like some work done. These eyebrows are clearly like painted on.
How dare you have fake eyebrows? You delusional human with your thin, invisible eyebrows. How dare you try to restore them?
I don't even, like, the crazy thing is these women attacking me. I don't even know what they actually look like, and I don't care. But what I want to point out is this is a 38-year-old, I would assume, mother.
If you're like between the ages of 30 and 35, you are just going downhill.
This is the quality of the women we have to learn from. And we wonder why this next generation of women has no shame. I had over 5,000 quote tweets attacking my look. I never personally attacked anybody's looks. Those women would have had more options at 20 than at 40.
I am basically dust any day now. I'm just gonna turn into an old prune face, according to Pearl. So 30 to 35 years old. You look old and decrepit when you're 30 or 35. I don't usually like making these kinds of comments about people's appearances, but ma'am, I am 30. If that's the case, why do I look younger than you? Why are you wrapping up a woman's worth in her looks, or if she's married? She acts like every single woman nowadays nowadays has gotten plastic surgery, and then she says women are overweight. You can't change yourself if you're the wrong weight, or you'll put them down for it. If people bully you for your natural appearance, or there's just some things that you want to change that you don't like about yourself, and then you lightly change it with some procedures, up your self-esteem, people still make fun of you for it. And she thinks that everyone gets BBLs and fillers nowadays. Well, it's only on the corner of the internet where you're looking, Pearl. You keep looking at it, the internet is going to keep showing it to you. I have seen people in person. I have interacted with other human beings. I know of 2, maybe 3 women that have had minor work done to their faces, and they're not unrecognizable. I'm not talking about people that have changed their entire face so much that they look like a completely different person. I have not seen those in my life except on TV. I'm just referring to people that make small adjustments to improve their vision of themselves.
Some ex-fat chicks. Now, Pearl, this is you in your 20s and me in my 30s. Are you sure about that? All right, crazy ladies. Again, what do you look like? A nose job, I think. Maybe buccal fat removal. Like, we can just see that they've had work done. Now, I don't really care. This isn't like a hate on women that have had work done, but it's not living in reality.
Just bring my mic up here because it is plugged in. Women can wear makeup. That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
Because ladies, all right, let me get like a chart. All these women I'm pointing out, they attacked me first. I have no sympathy for you if you're gonna attack me first.
Hey guys, Editing Jasmine here. I just have a few notes and I like a nice chart.
Let's just say this is our lifespan, okay? And we hit peak hotness. You know, I'm gonna be generous today. I'm gonna say 24 is our peak hotness. For me, I really think it was 19, but...
She thought her peak hotness was at 19. I have no notes.
All these women I'm pointing out, they attacked me first. I have no sympathy for you if you're gonna attack me first. And I'm probably gonna have to do a whole whiteboard video on it.
Oh, please no! Not the whiteboard video!
Oh, please, no! Not the lasers of the spy!
You know, and let's just do 30 here, 35 here for a woman, 40 here. And like this, after 40, it's just like no man's land. So let's talk about geriatric pregnancy starts at 35.
There's no better joy in life than getting married and birthing children. You can't possibly have anything else to look forward to in life unless you have offspring.
Nobody calls it geriatric pregnancy anymore. It's kind of offensive. I don't even want kids, and I'm like, you are not geriatric at 35. That's an outdated term unless you're a geriatric millennial. That's right, I went there. In my opinion, she's trying very hard to get the approval of men, and it's very weird.
Y'all already have low confidence. You wear makeup every day. Come on, let's give it 1,000. All right?
You insult women, but you have a whole podcast on how to get women. Apparently anyone with a Rode mic can become a podcaster.
Really?
No.
Really?
I don't wear makeup because I need it. I wear it because I like it. I
Really?
Like
You do it for yourself?
Yes.
Do you go to sleep with that makeup on?
Hell no.
Exactly. So you don't do it for yourself. Stop. This is what I'm talking about when I say female delusion, baby.
No, my sheets will not put this makeup.
You guys can lie to society. You ain't lying to me. You know that your value is determined by the way that you look, goddammit.
I watched Swoop's documentary. I've been on like a Swoop documentary binge for the last few days because she's just really interesting. And her videos are ridiculously long, so I watch them while I'm drawing or while I'm working on video editing or whatever. I thought it was really funny how she calls this duo combo names like steak and potatoes or eggs and bacon. I found that really hilarious. And he can't handle it when women respond with logic.
I know how I want to look up here. So that's for me. That's not for you. It's for me.
Stop it.
Seek help. Seek help. I want you to show your face and seek some help.
No matter what a woman guest on his podcast seems to say, he will always say that she's responding emotionally. There's too much emotion, even when he responds emotionally.
If it's for you, then you would be wearing makeup all the time.
No, I wouldn't, because this shit breaks out my skin. So I'm telling you.
So that proves my point even further. It's really not for you.
It's for me. No, because
but that wasn't
I want to
the
look like this.
original
Like, I decided that wasn't the original question. You said that we put on makeup because of our confidence. I don't put this shit on because of my confidence. I would wipe this shit off right now and sit back down because of my confidence.
Now, in Swoop's documentary, she summarizes their entire platform and she makes it very digestible for us regular people. There's something that really stuck in my mind. What Swoop said, she said that whenever a woman on their show explains her views, they brush her off. And then if they have a male guest on there that explains the exact same viewpoint, the same things he's looking for in a partner, for example, eggs and bacon are in complete agreement with the male guest. It makes sense now that it's coming from a man.
You're in competition for other women for the best guy.
You mean to look better than them?
I would argue 90% of the time plus, it's for other people's validation, not for themselves.
Hey, we might have a 1%er right here that does it for themselves.
Damn sure it is.
And surprisingly, when she took the makeup off, not much came off. So that tells you where that confidence comes from, right? To do it. But most women do it for other people. And here's the thing: if you really did it for or doing it, right? Because for yourself and you're confident in yourself, you wouldn't need to wear it at all.
We can't even say these people are childish. That would be an insult to children because most children possess more logic and emotional intelligence in his face. You know, when you just can't look at somebody, once they said the things that they've said, you just can't look at their faces. It just makes you angry. That's where I'm at. It's an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Whenever I see people saying, oh, this person on the internet is going to have a bad influence on my kids, I question why some people are practically letting the internet, specifically social media, raise their kids. You are supposed to instill value in your kids. They're your kids. You are supposed to instill the conscience, the idea of a conscience. When your kids have this conscience, then they can go out into the world and they can point out things that are, bad. If you teach your kids that, they'll probably be okay. They'll be able to point out the dangerous things, the bad things, and they can talk to you about it.
Okay, go. You don't agree on the makeup?
No, because I'm not gonna lie. Really, me speaking, Nani's.
How many girls are wearing makeup right now? Raise your hands.
I get that. Why?
Makeup?
No.
Just Pearly Things is giving I hate women, they're all bad, and then Fresh and Fit are giving we hate women, they're all bad, but here's a channel completely dedicated on how to get women. My family didn't have social media growing up. We had a family computer in the living room with dial-up. We had video games, riding bikes, Barbies. We cooked food and made cookies and walked dogs and played hide and seek. To what extent are you allowing the World Wide Web to be a babysitter for your child? I think that these two YouTubers are a product of that, and there's many other channels like them. I think people allowed the internet to raise their kids, and then they grew up to be, like Just Pearly Things or Fresh and Fit. I myself haven't dated because of reasons, and I can give better advice than these chronically online people. Example, I don't think that women are men's property. I don't think that men own them. It's one thing to give advice, it's another thing to consistently insult women and put men on a pedestal. And the other way around is to insult men all the time and put women on a pedestal. That's becoming more popular nowadays. That's super weird. If you find yourself starting to get too attached to an online community, you need to reevaluate your life. I'm into really improving my health and supplements, and my advice is as follows. The sun. Seriously, step out into the sunlight, you'll feel better. Get an hour a day. It's almost impossible to be grumpy when you've had sufficient sunlight. Leaving the internet will not be a detriment to society, I promise. Maybe read a quality book, buy some art, do literally almost anything else. For supplements, I would recommend taking a chill pill.
Yeah, that's
Let's look at the word makeup. Make up. Right. Making up a lack of aesthetics, therefore increasing confidence. Come on, man. It's in the word.
Gotta be that freshly brewed audacity.
I'll wipe this shit off. This has nothing to do with my confidence. I'm dead-ass.
Well, she's trying to prove a point now.
I hope a percentage of that super chat money went to the woman who wiped her face off and took off her eyelashes because girl did a whole live presentation.
Women in general wear makeup not for themselves, but for the, how do I say this? Attention and validation and approval of men.
So is he mad that she has the ability to change her face with makeup and he's stuck with his own face? Another thing I hate is how he generalizes people. How are you so confident in saying so many incorrect things?
Of course Chris will come.
Come on.
Chris was waiting all day for this.
She takes off the makeup like the true legend that she is. So now she has a bare face, further proving her point.
Okay.
You are so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why you let her?
With all of this in mind, consider spending your time elsewhere, doing more productive tasks.
Wait. No, yeah.
We should just take Fresh and Fit and push them somewhere else.
Yes, people have freedom of speech, but we also need to remember that they have to accept the consequences of using that freedom. I would equate that being as dangerous as telling people that obesity is healthy. If people had common sense, they can easily dispute these things. They call themselves the Male Improvement Podcast. Not just that, but the #1 male improvement podcast. They have everything from ebooks ebooks to merch to a Patreon page, a YouTube channel. They have another YouTube channel and another YouTube channel and another YouTube channel, which brings us to a total of 4 YouTube channels. They have a Twitch streaming thing. They have a podcast on all kinds of platforms. What I don't understand is why they're providing advice on dating, but I've seen some questionable things about the women that they date and how they come across these women. My cat keeps talking to me. What's wrong, cat? She's staring at me like I'm crazy. Ooh, the High Value Academy course. I'm in. The only way left for the normal guy to become a high value man. All of the wording in this is very cringy. They're just using a bunch of buzzwords and it's really weird.
You have this big ass light in my face.
Yeah, is that a checkmate? Okay, all right.
It's not a checkmate.
So you saying Beyonce not confident? Because she wear makeup.
Okay.
Every day.
I think for some women it's fun sometimes. It's like a creative outlet when people do shoots and stuff and they play with the colors. You know, sometimes. Not,
yeah, but how often are you doing a shoot? We're putting a makeup on just for fun.
Majority of the time, most girls use it for like, you know, attention.
Okay. 9 out of 10 times that a woman is applying makeup, it's where she's going to be in a social situation where the opposite gender is going to be present. She needs to put her best foot forward to put herself in a certain light. And or compete with other women, but it's still for the same purpose of competing in the marketplace.
It's giving very incel behavior, and all they're doing is fueling more incels. The world does not need more of those. They think they're very entitled to women. I noticed that, which is incel behavior. And they also think that they are smarter than everyone else, or at least smarter than women, that we're something that have to be navigated. Like Pearl uses a lot of buzzwords, and they use a lot of buzzwords just to get people's attention and to really wrap them up in this whole thing. And this is gonna be a pain in the butt to edit. I don't know why I keep filming these voiceovers. I am just causing more work for myself, but it needs to be said. Ooh, Myron has a book, another book. Let's see what it's called. Why Women Deserve Less by Myron Gaines. Can't wait to see the reviews on this one. 4.8 out of 5 stars. Most women would think they are more independent today. Reality is they are string puppets to big money, biggest proponents of feminism, porn, anti-religious practices, divorce, abortion, etc., and more controlled than ever. Nuclear families are dying.
I said, do you think men do the same thing though? When they dress up and, you know, get their best jewelry on and best watches and $50
the difference is that men are honest about why they do the shit that they do. Women are not.
We know from out of facts, we get a nice big ass house, we get a nice car, we pull up in the best swag, whatever, jewelry. Bitches are gonna come. That's what we do.
Why is the concept of treating your partner like they're equal in value such a controversial thing? Aren't you supposed to treat them with respect and then they treat you with respect? And then if they don't do that, you break up. The base of it is you need to learn how to respect other people, and male and female relationship dynamics are not rocket surgery. Respect falls under other categories. I don't know. Why is this such a hard concept? I'm a very logical person. If you guys haven't heard me say that before, I'm very logical because a lot of things that people have feelings about, I really don't. So a lot of that stuff doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, well, if they're doing this, then you just do this to fix it. And why is it that hard? I'm also a very blunt person. If somebody's mean to me, I'll probably hurt their feelings by telling them a truth. I've also offended people by being very blunt in my answers. If you don't want the answer, then don't ask me the question. All you have to do is get out and try to socialize. Quit spending all of your time on the internet trying to Google everything about women or Google everything about men. If you actually go to get-togethers and picnics and work functions and you actually have a job where you go to work in person and you do other stuff to socialize with people, it shouldn't be that difficult for you. You shouldn't have to turn to Google to learn about relationship dynamics. There's people that have been in relationships for a long time that are successful that you can ask them for advice. I've seen a lot of successful couples that have been married for years, decades. I've known married couples that have been married since I was a little kid. It's amazing that they're still married to this day. Those are people you might want to talk to about relationship dynamics. That's just my 2 cents. What do I know? If you like drawing, you can check out my main channel. All of that info will be in the description box down below. You can check out my extra projects. I'm always working on something. I like to swap between things. I call it art ADHD, probably an insult to people with ADHD, but I'm leaning towards the idea that I have some type of attention problem. It's bad. As well as a link to my website. I do have some prints and original drawings in my store. I have a ton of stuff I'm still adding. It's taking forever. This drawing took me about 3.5 months. It's roughly 90 hours of work. It's finally done. I'm super happy, and I have limited edition prints. It's my favorite favorite drawing. I have that on my website as well. I have some mini prints. They're 4x6s. Those are really cheap. They're only $10, so you can get your own mini print of Henry Cavill to keep in your wallet whenever you need an emergency picture of him. If you'd like to commission me for a custom drawing, check out the contact form on my website. I really want to sell a lot of artwork this year. I didn't sell a lot last year. I was also featured in the Voyage KC magazine recently. They were nice enough to reach out to me and they were really interested in my work, so I will leave a link for that article in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.